Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, the last few weeks, I've not done a lot of the events. I accidentally missed the Thor Fusion by one epic, which we already talked about that. I didn't do Jeroboam by choice. The baby's going to come any moment. I didn't want to start it and then have to quit the Fusion. However, the baby's not here yet, so maybe next week. But I didn't do the Freya event because it was a little too expensive for me. I'm not doing the Path of the Fate Weaver, but I'm saying all this to say that I've not had a whole lot to do inside of Raid, which, by the way, actually felt pretty good. I could work on gearing some champions who I didn't before, build up some stuff for the Cursed City, and focus on areas of my account that have been neglected for a while. So maybe it's something worth considering sometime is, hey, just slow down the events that you're taking part in and do some stuff you want. But there is one thing during this event that I highly, highly, highly recommend you do because it's going to be ending very soon, and that is the event dungeon. Now, I'm going to be honest. These sets, they're garbage. Crit rate, accuracy, curing days, crit damage. Basically, nobody needs any of these, except for Pinpoint. Now, even the Pinpoint set itself isn't fantastic if you're going for a 4-piece. It is really good on some champions. The issue isn't that it's not a great set. The issue is that it's very difficult to get a full set of it. I've done quite a bit of the dungeon, and I really only have one solid 4-piece set. Let's go check out Nishak. Now, since it is a set that is available to be used as accessories or artifacts, you can actually just get 2 solid pieces. A pair of speed boots is going to go a very long way, but really any piece that rolls speed is pretty much a keep, especially if it double rolls, because this set is majority of the time going to be used on champions who you want to go fast. So having some speed rolls makes it a pretty easy slot in for your champions. Now, even if you're a player not able to farm the high stages, I want to go through a few different teams, talk about some things you can do to squeeze out some farming over the next 4 days. But even if you're somebody doing stage 20 or maybe even a little bit below that, I still think it's worth squeezing in some farming of this dungeon, and I want to go over exactly why in just a few moments, but I want to show you the champions who I have built currently in Pinpoint. It's not a lot, as at least a full set. Actually, I think the only champion I have in a 4-piece Pinpoint set is my Nishak. So I have Nishak. Valkyrie is in like some mixed up pieces, kind of irrelevant. Dark Kale, same thing. Armand's is in a 2-piece set, but doesn't really matter. It's just how his gear worked out. I'll show you what he's in. So he does have 1 accessory. We have Stone Skin mixed in there. I don't have any good banner, so didn't have anything there as far as the sets, but we got 4-piece Stone Skin, 2-piece of the Pinpoint, just because the 2-piece gives me 10% speed plus 20 accuracy, so it's a very easy option for Armands to go with this because I'm needing speed and accuracy for Armands, which in my opinion makes for a pretty sick build, especially considering he's not even 6-star awakened yet. He has 2-piece Pinpoint and 4-piece Stone Skin. Looking at my Nishak, Nishak is in 4-piece Stone Skin and 4-piece Pinpoint, which this, for debuffers in the arena, is probably going to be the most common thing. You're trying to avoid the polymorphs. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to farm this to try to get my Ramen 2 into a 4-piece Stone Skin plus 4-piece Pinpoint set. I think that's really going to be the ideal thing to go for, which is nice because if you go 2 Pinpoint on the bottom, 2 Pinpoint for artifacts, you get 4 Stone Skin, and you can leave the banner slot open. The banner is always the most difficult thing to get for any special sets because you typically need to have speed if you're building well, really any champion. You want it to have speed. It's the only piece, it's the only accessory that can have speed. And since it's so specific, it takes forever to actually get a good banner for that. So you really want to have the flexibility to pull any banner from anywhere. So when you're farming the Pinpoint set, the ring and the necklace are the 2 most valuable things by a mile. Once this event dungeon ends, you're going to have to go back to farming Spider if you want accessories, and we're not going to have the ability to essentially pick up amazing accessories so easily. Now, I said that I don't have very many champions in Pinpoint set, which is true. But what I do have, I have a lot of champions, I'll find them in a second, who have just 2 Pinpoint accessories just to pick up that free, easy to get chunk of speed. And a lot of these champions, as you notice, I'm clicking at the top, these are champions who I use more regularly. But the champions with the Pinpoint stuff, they're champions who are like in Faction Wars. Well, an Arbiter there, she has 2 pieces. I don't really care what they are. There are some champions who I'd rather have, say, crit damage necklace on or attack necklace on. But if I get crit damage on Arbiter, I don't care about that. I'm looking for this 10% speed. This 10% speed is going to be an easy plus, 8 to 15 speed for some champions. For Arbiter in this case, if I was to put on this necklace, I'm going to lose 12 speed. So just that necklace alone is giving me an extra 12 speed, which is awesome. So while the dungeon sets suck, the pinpoint set is definitely worth doing. And since it ends in 4 days, I think it's really worth diving in and spending some energy there. Since right now, if you're going for Freya, well, the event's hopefully about done for you. And for the next few days, maybe you don't have a whole lot to spend your resources on. I'm looking through here, and I have a lot of champions who could wear this pinpoint who are not wearing. Like, okay, Mother Cybele, easy. Just throw some pinpoint on her. There's no reason why she should have this stuff. Support champions in general, if they're not like in the arena or using them in specific content, there is typically no reason to not just go ahead and pick up an easy 13 speed. This is just the easiest speed you can get. If you're somebody who's newer and you're climbing up in the arena, this is something you basically should be required to do if you want to progress your account, because this is giving your speed booster, your apothecary, your Haikatoon, any of those champions, even if this was like a 3-star piece. Ideally, that's not the best, of course. But even if it's a low star piece, it's picking up 2 accessories that you're getting extra speed from that you wouldn't get from anywhere else. And now you're going to be able to outspeed those champions in the arena. You're going to be able to push 200 plus speed for dungeon content. It may cost you a couple thousand energy, but you can take any accessory you get. And the drop rates for accessories is really good. The drop rates for the artifacts is pretty horrible, and you'll probably get nothing from that. But it is worth jumping in and not being super strict on these pieces when you go to cleanse them. Like, take a look at this, Stoutus. Well, why don't I have a pinpoint crit damage necklace on him? I actually don't have a crit damage necklace. I could use it though. If I had one, I'd definitely throw it on there. There's no reason not to. We have just 2 pieces of pinpoint there. I actually apparently ungeared my Lanathril as well for some strange reason. Let's go ahead and throw us a pair of boots on him. There we go. So the pinpoint stuff, it's not leveled up. You don't have to level it. You do want to eventually level it, but I have no silver. I have no silver at all. So once I have the silver, I will be going through and leveling this up. I wish I could find an easier way to search for this pinpoint stuff, because I know whenever I was doing these champion rebuilds that I put pinpoint on a decent amount of champions. And if not, I need to go through here and actually make an effort into doing that. But like Sylar, easy pinpoint. Pinpoint ring and necklace, I cannot emphasize how valuable that actually is. Like on Deacon, it's so easy. Just throw this on there. Attack, not the most ideal. Let's go defense. It's 5-star. Oh, well, it's an Undead Horde as well. It's a bigger issue than the 5-star, right? So this, I only have 1 in Sacred Order. We'll go ahead and throw that on him. Might need it on somebody else eventually, but there we go. I'm going to jump in here and probably be farming this for the next few days until a new event comes up. But I'm going to spend all my energy here, fill out this tournament as well. But let me show you what teams I'm using. In case you're curious, in case you have these champions, these are the teams I'm using. On stage 30, I have this team right here, which, of course, not the most free-to-play accessible. Maybe you have these champions, but Arbiter's doing the boost. I don't want to have a lot of buffs. Valkyrie manipulates a turn meter, Odin manipulates a turn meter, and it's just not a great situation. So not a lot of buffs is the way to go. But then we have double max HP hits from Wallmaster, and then we have the triple hitter from Newt, and then Seer stripping plus doing a max HP hit. And Lydia will prevent Odin from rezzing, because whenever he kills Wallmaster, like he just now did, she'll stop the res and just pick up Wallmaster instead, which is nice. Gives me some extra time, prevents him from picking up the champions, and this works out pretty well. I could make it better, I could make it faster, but this is the one I've been running. It's a very solid win rate, very consistent, and in stage 30. I spent a lot of energy doing stage 20 to get like a good stockpile of everything. I think that's a great way to do it. Like I said, you don't need to have 6-star accessories. Yeah, if you're pushing for like ultra in-game content, go for the 6-star accessories. But if you're, or 6-star gear in general, go for the higher stages. Like mythical is great, but if you're doing stage 20, you're gonna get the best thing, which is the accessories, specifically the necklace and the ring. The banner is much more difficult to have work out well. If it does work out, then it's that much better. But majority of the time, it's probably just going to be a sell, to be honest. Banners are very difficult to land just the way you want them to land. I want to see if I can get like some crit rate on this. Even though it's not a damage dealer set, could be good if I did that. Maybe for an HP champion, I'll take it at 12. Let's see, just out of curiosity for the video, can I get a good roll here? Crit rate, okay. It could be maybe, okay. I could go a weapon plus a pinpoint ring on somebody and then fill out the other sets around it, and it could be okay. Could make a pinpoints plus stone skin. nuker set. I don't know. Kind of weird though, because there's no defense ignore on it. Either way, let's go look at the stage 20 team. So stage 20 is like where you should be pushing ideally. This is going to give you 5 to 6 star stuff. You're going to be able to get a better stockpile of things that you'll keep for a long time. I wouldn't recommend doing these lower stages, but I also wouldn't be 100% against it if you're doing above stage 13. Just because of the fact that you're getting 4 to 6 star stuff and the accessories are very valuable. It'd be tempting, but really try to push to stage 20 if you can. That's going to be like the minimum that I would go to. Of course, your account's different. You need to make that decision for yourself on which one you're actually going to go for. But the ring plus the necklace, they're not going to be around for more than, 5 days, basically, right? 4 days and so many hours, they're going to go away. And once they go away, we may not see this set for months or maybe weeks. Who knows? Maybe it comes back in a Forge Pass. Maybe the event dungeon comes back pretty quickly. I have no clue how it's going to work, but it's going to be good for your account if you can pick this up for champions. Like, if you're going through Faction Wars, this is going to be one of the best ways for you actually complete the Faction Wars easier. Like, your Faction War champions, you want them to be 200 plus speed. Your dungeon, every champion you have for most content, you want to have above 200 speed. And having the accessories give you an extra 10 is a great way to do it. But of course, the sets here, they suck. Like, the sets alongside, I mean, we had 2 6-star accessories just now. 2 6-star necklaces as well. Ogre Tribe and Orcs. Pretty cool. Attack, it's not great. For most champions, this is not even useful. But what it is possibly roll and accuracy. Take a look at this. In my Armand's case, he has a crit damage necklace. That's trash. Maybe for some other barbarians it'd be pretty good. But it's a quad roll plus a mythical roll as well. Accuracy, which is amazing for him. So I don't really care. I threw that on there. Ideally be HP or defense. But crit damage is fine. We get big chunk of accuracy. Like 60 accuracy? Yeah, that's huge levels of accuracy. And good speed from having the set match. If I was to take this off of him, let's see what it'd be. So we lose 12 speed and 44 accuracy. It's a pretty big drop. 12 speed. That is a big drop for sure. So just something to consider, guys. I want to pull up a Hell Hades Optimizer. If you're looking for teams to run, I would look to push to stage 20 minimum. I really think it's doable for most accounts. Of course, if you're just like working through Dragon and not even to stage 20 of Dragon, don't worry about the Odin Dungeon. It's just not going to be feasible most likely for you. But if you can do it, you definitely should give it a shot. Let's go epics only. Just out of curiosity. Okay, Demythic Godseeker, Mausoleum Mage, Doom Priest, and Seer. Exclude manual teams. This is a very slow team. But you can do it. Epics only. Let's go rare only. Okay, that'd be a kind of a nightmare. Show solo teams. Okay, Wallmaster of Thorion? Soloing? Really? Soloing stage 20. Let me give that a shot real fast. That's actually kind of cool if so. Wallmaster of Thorion. Let's see. Wallmaster. And then, of course, let's throw in some food, right? It may actually be worth doing, honestly, if I can make this work. I really want to do stage 30. Like I said, I've done a lot of stage 20, which is how I got a lot of my accessories. But now I want to move into stage 30 for the next good chunk of time, basically. All right, so it's not working for me. He was probably in a unique, maybe in a regeneration set. Or the optimizer could just be glitching. Yeah. It may be, I have no, 6-star, dang. Okay, so it's a big difference from mine. Either way, I'm not interested in soloing this. Stage 30 is fine with me. But if you're looking for a team, just come into the optimizer. Try to find a team. We'll go success rate is 95%. That sounds pretty good. Number of battles, at least 50. And then we'll scroll down a little bit to see what's going on here. Okay. I mean, relatively accessible, right? Mithrala, Ugo, Lydia, Uko, and Seer. In case you're looking for the speeds, that's the speeds. Ugo is really good. Wukong is really good here as well. The whole block debuff stuff is extremely helpful. The team that I use here, though, on stage 20 is actually very simple. That one I showed is not the one that I actually use. The one that I actually use is deleted. I got rid of it for whatever reason. But it was just Mikage plus... It was... Let me see if I can just throw it in there real quick. Mikage... I ran it just before I did this. Let's see. We'll just throw in Trunda, actually. Yeah. Something like this. They did the ally attack, just blasted the balls, no problem. Super quick, super easy. Very, very simple stuff. Boom. Turvold smacks, and then Trunda comes in, finishes it off right at the end there, 9 seconds. You can get through it super quick. So just a reminder that the, just a, 15-minute reminder that the dungeon ends in 4 days and that this is something you don't want to miss out on. Getting the pinpoint stuff is definitely worth it. And you actually get a lot of the accessories. Matter of fact, the drop rates are like crazy high. Not for sure why they're so skewed. Let me go to the Hell Hades Sages tool real quick and show you the drop rates of accessories on stage 20. So go to stage 20. I did the drop rates a long time ago and it was actually pretty accurate. But this is the actual information. So artifacts slash accessory. Okay. It doesn't actually show the accessories versus, or actually, no, it does right here. So accessories, you can get 31% of the time it's going to be accessories. And then 68% of the time it's going to be an artifact. Not a pinpoint artifact necessarily. It could be any artifact. But it's always going to be a pinpoint accessory. So 1 in 3 runs is going to be an accessory, which is pretty solid. It's pretty solid when all you're really looking for is a ring plus a necklace. So guys, best of luck farming this dungeon. Hopefully you get some awesome, sweet drops. And I'll catch you all in the next one.